The situation in Boston with Jeremy Swayman's contract has officially turned into a
Banana
Barnum
land.
Bailey's circus act.
Yep.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. We've got a different look.
Yeah. We little home cooking.
Yeah, we're in a dining room right now. We're in a dining room right now. The Empty Netters setup is moving to a new office. We've got a new studio space. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it. But we maybe got a little over our skis with the move. New office not ready. Old office, you're out of there. So we got the boot. Now we're in a transit period. So we got a little setup shop here in a dining room. Hopefully it takes care of business for us.
We're doing the best we can.
That's
all it comes down to. We're doing the best we can.
Give us a fucking break. Here's the thing. We are 3 days away from opening night.
And are you counting when this is coming out?
No, when this is coming out, we're 2 days away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A mere couple of days. What's a fortnight?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
What's 4 score?
Holy shit, I have no idea. Do you know?
I think it's like 5 years.
Want me to look it up?
Yeah.
4 score. It's cool that...
No, maybe, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was 5 years. Hope it's like a day.
4 score. Being 4 times 20, so it's 80.
No. A score is 20.
4 score. I think it's...
That actually, you know what? I would buy that because I had 20 in my head. That's why
Lincoln
I guess.
mentions that a new nation was created 4 score and 7 years ago. It was 87 years.
Yeah, dude.
4 scores.
I had 20 in my head. That's why I guess 5.
So score is 20.
4 times 5 is
4
20.
Times 20 no.
But it's 4 times 20.
And it's 80.
Fortnight, 2 weeks. 4 score, 20 years.
That's pretty sick.
2 decades. Fortnight, 2 weeks. 4 score, 2 decades.
Wouldn't it be sweet if are there any prominent wideouts in the NFL right now named or no, with number 80?
80. I don't know anybody's number, dude.
This is a message for all NFL broadcasters. My boy Tom Brady, put this one in your hat. If at any point a running back or a wide receiver this season gets his 4th touchdown, an announcer needs to go like this: 4 score, scores 4.
Whoa. Okay.
That would be the most deep cut call.
So someone this past week, dude, did like a quarterback threw 4 touchdowns, and he goes like, so-and-so, Derek Carr, doing his best Abe Lincoln, 4 scores. And I was
that's just fucking wrong.
Yeah.
like good wordplay, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
4 score, scores 4 would be a sick call.
4 score.
Or
he's
PL,
80. Because he's 80.
PL could score a hat trick +1 this season.
There we go.
And then bang, there you go.
4
Caps
score,
announcers,
scores
4 scores 4. That'll get you in the Hall of Fame of broadcasting.
Dude, we got to make that happen.
Yes.
We need PL to make that happen.
He can do it. Bless you.
Thanks.
It's the new setup, dude. You're nervous.
I'm allergic.
We've got opening night in 2 games. 2 days, excuse me. 2 days we got opening night. We've got a lot to talk about. It's been a dramatic preseason, a dramatic offseason, a dramatic preseason. Drama season last year is just bleeding right into this year. And listen, shout out one of our Twitter homies, Morgan. She called me out. I did ask for this.
Oh, yeah.
I was like this. I was just talking about how mental everything's getting. And she was like, Dan, you wanted drama. And she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So this is my bad. I think I'll say, if anyone's upset with the drama, this is my bad.
Yeah, you did this.
But here we are. And I think we got to start. We're going to get into our hot ice, if you will, of this podcast, because this is our last preseason pod, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Last preseason pod. Next week, we are in the shit. Games will have been played. So we'll get into our regular season format next week. But for now, our last preseason pod. So we're going to talk about some injuries.
God damn.
Number 1, close to our heart, Drew Doughty goes down with a savage ankle injury.
Dude, the slow-mo, you saw a freeze frame, but the slow-mo that I saw
Disgusting.
is awful.
Disgusting.
And I can't even believe he's not freaking out more on the ice.
I said this to him the night of.
Yeah.
I just like hitting him up, being like, dude, are you okay? Because that was gnarly.
Oh, dude.
And I said, you wore that like a champ, dude. Like his foot was folded backwards on top of itself. And he literally just hits the ice, rolls over, and lays his legs on top of each other. And he was like, my ankle.
Yeah.
He's literally just looking at his trainers going, my ankle. Like that was brutal, dude.
Oh, dude. And no one's had a better attitude about an injury ever.
No, I will say that. So Drew Doughty confirmed fractured ankle. Doesn't look like there's any ligament damage. There is a surgery that is going to take place very soon. He is going to miss what we assume is 10 to 14 weeks, something like that. I'm here to tell you his attitude about this is remarkable.
It's an inspiration.
This guy loves hockey so much. All he's thinking about is getting that surgery, being healthy, and coming back with a vengeance. And let me do a little spin zone here.
Yep, spin it.
Let me get in the washing machine and get a little spin zone. I think if you are the Kings, both the organization and the fan base, you look at this situation and you've got some really exciting players, like our boy Jordan Spence, like Mikey Anderson, like Clark, and they are going to come up and get a lot of opportunities now, a lot of burn, a lot of PP time.
Yeah.
And it's, trial by fire, but I think these guys are ready, especially Mikey and Spenny. I just think that there's every opportunity to really get a bigger role here. And I think now, halfway through the season, like this is your trade deadline acquisition. You're going to get Drew Doughty, Norris Trophy winner, injected into this lineup, injected onto your first power play, and he doesn't have an extra 40 games of wear and tear on his body. And like we said, this isn't an ACL. It's not an MCL. It's not a PCL. It's not a brutal tendon or ligament. It's like fractured ankle, dude. That's chump change.
Chump change, dude.
He's just going to bounce back from this comeback stronger than ever, fresh as lettuce. This could be huge.
Dude, you remember who said fresh as lettuce?
Tom
Brady. One time Tom Brady was wrongfully accused of deflating footballs.
Yep.
He won his innocence in a court of law.
Yep.
And then the tyrants that be.
Name them, dude. Roger Goodell.
Clown. Who was that? Wasn't there another guy that sucked?
There's plenty of them.
Walt Coleman. Clown. John Harbaugh. Clown. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tom Brady gets suspended 4 games. What happens that season?
I'm pretty sure Tom won a Super Bowl.
Tom gets to smash the Lombardi Trophy over Goodell's head. And you know what helped? That he had a month off to start the season to hit at his ripe old age and was fresh as fucking lettuce in the playoffs.
Let's go, dude.
Come on, Drew.
Drew's desperately trying to bring a cup back to LA.
God damn.
And this is maybe how you do it, dude.
Dude, he is...
No better time to get hurt.
Yeah, he said that.
No better time.
No better time. Rather it happen now.
Rather it happen now, dude. Mid-season? No way. Just get it out of the way. Rip off the Band-Aid.
Dude, he's not going to be out for the year. It's a fucking great thing. He's going to be fresh. And, dude, 2 things. As you get older, the ankles start to go. Ask Whit. Ankles start to go.
Yeah.
Drew's got to play. Dewey's got to play.
Ask you, dude.
Yeah, ankles start to go.
You've got ankle shit all the time, dude.
Constantly.
You got Achilles stuff. Yep. You're walking around wearing braces.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I had a plate in there. Dewey got a plate now.
You got a plate.
Dewey got a plate, so he's fine. Also, for people that are obsessed, dangerously obsessed with their sport, them getting hurt reignites the fire, puts more logs on the fire.
Wow. Because
when they're like, oh, I'm just good and healthy and playing well, they're like, I love this game, but also I'm the man and you're just living your life. It's when the doubters show up, dude. When you're down and out, lying on the mat.
Huh.
That's when you show your worth, dude.
Wow.
So I actually think I thought the Kings needed a goalie. I was wrong. They needed Dewey to snap his ankle in half. And then now they're dangerous.
It's unfortunate that that's what they needed.
They needed it, dude.
But here we are.
It galvanized them. They needed something to avenge.
Wow.
You're dangerous, Maverick.
It was never going to work unless they had something to avenge.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're here to avenge Dewey's
ankle.
That's huge.
God damn, dude.
You hate to see it, but I've never been more confident in a supreme bounce back.
Yep.
Now let's head up north And let's head east.
Yep.
Tough breaks for the Montreal Canadiens. One of the most exciting young and rebooted teams in the world. And certainly in the league. 2 brutal injury updates.
Can't believe you guys put the Sabres 8th.
Former first round pick, David Reinbacher, was looking great, looking to start this year and really steal a roster spot and be a huge player for this team. Going to need surgery, out with injury, going to miss about 5 to 6 months. And then the really devastating one.
That's season.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't even know why they said it that way.
Is.
Like, you out the season.
It's probably the season.
Yeah.
Newly acquired Patrick Laine takes just a disgusting and gnarly neon knee hit in a game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Good news today. So this will be yesterday for you folks listening. No surgery required, 2 to 3 months. So we will see Patrick Laine, hopefully, barring any setbacks.
What'd they say it was?
I think he's got a, partial tear, something like that, but it's just a tough knee injury, but no surgery required. So 2 to 3 months, he's going to be back. I bet it's his MCL.
That's what I was thinking.
Because that's a no surgery. But Laine, who was looking refreshed, and then did you see what Marty St. Louis said?
No.
His press conference,
knee sprain,
where he starts talking about how they're building a home, not a house, in Montreal. And he said the most important thing for us was Patrick Laine showing up and being happy, being excited to be there, being excited to play hockey. And Marty said he was.
Yep.
He was coming here every day looking refreshed, looking happy to be here. So to see that happen is devastating, and I couldn't agree more. Everyone is rooting for the Patrick Laine comeback. Mm-hmm. So him getting this injury is just so ass.
Sucks, dude. It sucks such a big time.
But we're going to do the same thing. Spin zone. Glass half full, guys.
Yep.
Not season ending. No surgery. That's big.
And when we are building the foundation for a house.
A home. To make it a home. We want a home, not a house.
When we are building a home, it's a marathon. Building a home's a marathon. Mm-hmm. It's not a sprint. We just need contributions from people throughout the year, just a little bit, not all year, a little bit of you. You pick each other up. I got there. You pick each other up. You go like this. Hey, Dan, I can't paint today. Can you? I got to do this. And then you're busy, and then I do something else.
Yeah.
Laine can't be there all year.
No.
He's busy.
Yeah.
But the boys pick him up.
They'll pick him up.
And then he picks them up when he gets back. And then at the end of the year, when you're in 8th, and that's fine, you start to look around and you see the beginnings of a homestead.
This is great stuff.
To build on for next year.
This is great stuff.
And then David comes back, dude. And he goes, I've been out. I've been away. I left. When I left, it was a shack.
Now look at this.
Warm, gentle light pouring out of the doorframe.
There's a pool house
of my home.
What's this accent you're doing?
I don't know. I just didn't know how he would sound.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
Yeah. Is there any chili?
Do you think so?
And I bet there is.
Probably.
Poutine.
There's pooter.
There's pooter.
This is great.
Welcome home, David.
Yeah. Give him a nice clamato, bloody Caesar.
Yeah. So I think we're right on schedule. These injuries were. I didn't realize this was what the Habs needed.
Wow. So you're saying injuries are needed?
The Habs needed this to build a home. Because you can't welcome people back from the hospital into the house. Can I be real with you? You can welcome people back from the hospital into their home.
I think you're losing the thread a little bit.
No, they needed this.
No, we don't need. That team definitely doesn't need injuries. Like these young guys don't need
They might have needed it. They might have needed it. Ask Kirby. Kirby's probably doing great right now.
Insane.
Even stronger.
Moving along, staying on the East, moving to the Metro.
Yep.
Actually, let's stay in the Atlantic.
Okay.
No, because this one's less severe.
Yeah.
We're going to move to the Metro. Ryan Lindgren.
Yep.
Heard it before? Poor guy takes a knock. Sticking up for Philip Hedl.
I know.
Took a tough hit. We were worried Hedl got an injury, but he came back in the game, scored. Awesome. Thank God. But Ryan Lindgren takes a knock. Looks like he's going to miss several weeks.
Yeah. But only 5 to 6, I thought it said.
Yeah.
It's a month. It's a month.
Yeah,
but
he might miss, maybe the first month. Can someone put bubble wrap on this fucking guy? Does anyone take more hits than Ryan Lindgren?
No, dude.
I said in the video last week, he takes more falls than Ryan Gosling in Fall Guy.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. He's He's just putting his body on the line at all times.
He's the Energizer Bunny. Wasn't that this thing? Takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
I think you literally just made that up. The Energizer Bunny slogan, I believe, is it keeps going and going and going and going.
He doesn't take a licking?
No, I don't think so. You don't lick batteries. That's just awful. It's one of the things they tell you not to do.
I swear, dude. Do you lick bunnies?
No.
I'd rather lick a battery, to be honest.
I'd rather lick a bunny, probably.
Really?
Depends on where.
Dude, I think if you just lick one side of a battery.
Doesn't it zap you? I think that's like on par with kids eating Tide Pods and like doing weird shit, like huffing glue. It's one of those things that gets you a little zap. I'm pretty sure.
Just even if it's not grounded, if you're just.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you like lick one side of a battery, you can zap.
I might lick a battery on camera at the end of this episode.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
How come batteries went away from that thing where you could push 2 fingers on it? It would show you how charged it was.
Because I'm going to be honest, I think it was dog shit. Like, I think when you first bought one of those batteries and it was really hard to press.
You had to press hard.
It would go all the way. You'd go, I got all the juice. But that felt obvious when you just bought a brand new battery. And I really do believe like the second you use it for maybe even more than a day, it would just, you'd press it and it was like 0. So I just think it was horseshit.
So it was fake tech.
Yeah. Well, it was imperfect tech.
So I think that Lindgren can take a licking
and keep on ticking. I think he can too, but you hate to see it. Him getting hurt again. Because these are the things that, like, look at Osh.
Yeah.
They just add up when these guys play so hard and all these injuries add up. It does eventually get to a point where your body is just like, I can't take more of this. And I don't want that to happen to Lindgren because he's too young.
And you start to want to not take lickings anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the lickings adding up. It's you going, don't lick me anymore.
I don't want to be licked.
Stop licking.
You've already got to the center of the Tootsie Pop.
Yeah.
Stop licking.
It's exposed.
Yes.
The chocolate is exposed. Please.
You got to stop it eventually.
Yep.
And listen, there have been some more knocks here and there on several different players, but Willie Nylander, back to the Atlantic, is another one.
Crisis averted.
We think. Right?
I think so. No, I think, well, you're right. But Berube said
he's okay.
He's fine.
Yeah.
So, but he could be lying.
But we did see Willie Nylander leave that game after a just wild friendly fire play. Nick Robertson just shoves him in the ass.
But
Willie went down a little soft, but either way, it's Nick Robertson pushes Willie. Willie goes forward, hits his head on a defender and held his head and then came off the ice. If you are Nick Robertson, that is a nightmare scenario.
Yes.
You were like, I might have just conkied Willie.
Because again, that is a thing. Like I think most listeners probably know, but people that don't know, it's not like no one's ever been pushed. Like you try to give your guy a boost to get back in the play. Like that was a thing that happened. Nick wasn't completely unhinged, but that would have been dude, imagine if it was even, well, I guess conkies are horrible because of your brain, but just imagine if it was something like, oh, he broke his collarbone and he's out for the year. Like you go, oh, did I need to get him into the play during preseason?
True disaster stuff. Oh. Like it is huge that was avoided. All of these injuries lead to this conversation.
Yep.
There was a CBA meeting today. So Tuesday, the 1st of October. CBA meeting. And Bettman said that something that came up in the meeting for next year is a shortened preseason. Mm-hmm. I am here to say I understand the, I tweeted something along the lines of abolish certified roster players playing in these preseason games. And a lot of truthers were coming at me being like, oh yeah, so they should just have no warm up to start the season. And that's fair. I've always been, listen, I certainly did not play at the NHL level, but in other levels of play, I was always a pretty big believer of like, dude, I would rather practice and stay healthy and scrimmage my own team where I know people aren't going to hit me and do something stupid and then start the season. Yep. Like, I think these guys, I think you discredit how much the majority of these guys are training all season long. They work their asses off in training camp and then preseason on their own practice ice to get up to speed. Yep. And yes, you might need a couple of games to get up to game speed, but if everyone's doing that, it's kind of like we're okay. Some people are like, they're going to get hurt worse. I just don't think that's the case, guys.
Yep.
I think these guys have been playing their whole lives. Not playing a couple of meaningless preseason games isn't going to make them be like, oh, I don't know how to play hockey anymore. That said, I understand preseason is important for various reasons. I do think there's something to be said about preseason should be way fucking shorter. I'm talking 3-4 games max.
Yeah. How many do they play? Do you know?
I think it's 6 to 8. So
Yeah.
that's a stupid thing. Look that up. But I'm pretty sure it's that. I look at situations like Drew Doughty and Patrick Laine and Willie Nylander and Ryan Lindgren, and I'm like, you guys do not need to be in these games. You just don't. And I understand the desire, both maybe from them being like, I'd like to get some burn, or from the team being like, let's make sure you get up to speed. Sure.
7.
It is 7. Yeah. Wow. 6 to 8. I was really fucking on it there. I just don't think it's needed. I don't think they need these games. And it just, man, someone asked me the other day, what if Drew Doughty got hurt in the first game of the season? I would go, I can stomach that way easier because it is a meaningful game. It's a game
those were points I needed.
It's a game that actually means something. And you're getting hurt in action, dude. You're getting killed in action. KIA. Not killed in a trading incident.
Not friendly fire.
Yeah.
It's not really friendly, but you know what I'm saying?
So I think that there is something to be said. Obviously, these guys should never play in preseason games is too hyperbolic and maybe too extreme. But I'm glad to hear that they are talking about it, and clearly here to say to some of the haters, if you don't think these injuries are a part of why they talked about that in the CBA today, you're kidding yourself.
Yep.
There's no doubt that reducing injuries is a huge part of a reason why they would maybe say we can't be playing this many preseason games.
I have 2 things to say about this. Number one, I don't think without preseason they would be getting hurt worse, but I do think, and maybe this doesn't matter because we've lived these lives, but I do think if everybody starts getting hurt, if we have a year where like there's no preseason, if they literally got rid of it,
and there's a ton of injuries
at the first week, they would go,
this is because we had no doubt. You're right.
So I'm like, if we all agree that these injuries just pretty much would have happened if it was game 1 of regular season or game 1 of preseason, I'm like, I think we kind of can't win. Or I guess to your point, at least they're going down with points on the line.
Yeah. And, the thing that's frustrating is like the Doughty injury, freak accident.
Yep.
The Laine injury, tough play from someone who was trying to make a roster.
So that's the wrinkle.
What's frustrating to me is this: that Doughty injury had nothing to do with a lack of preparation.
Yep.
That was a bang bang freak play.
Yep.
The Laine injury had nothing to do with a lack of preparation and had a lot to do with the player on the Maple Leafs who was like, I need to make big plays. I need to get people's attention.
That's the wrinkle.
And that's another wrinkle that's like, dude, you're putting out these star players and this is no disrespect, with a bunch of younger guys, AHL guys who are like, this might be my one shot. Yep. I got to make some noise. I got to turn some heads. That's a dangerous situation, dude.
Was Stoner in preseason last year when that dude dummied him in the head Kings. And he was like, bro.
He was like, I'll never fucking see you for the rest of my life because you were an AHL lifer clown.
Yep.
Which was not true. He was just angry.
So that's been the biggest thing that's come up, right? Is like get guaranteed roster guys off preseason. Keep preseason, but get guaranteed roster guys out.
Yes.
Because we don't need them getting hurt, but we do need to check out our AHL guys and give guys burn and whatever.
Definitely.
Right? So that's been talked about. I just want to say this one anecdote because I don't want to say who they are, but I talked to a couple guys in the league about this exact thing, and the skaters said, we are completely ready in terms of speed, endurance, all that shit. Now, you're probably right. It would take them a handful of games to get up to game speed, but they were like, we don't need it. The goalies I talked to were like, dude, we actually do need it because if there's nothing like it in practice. You can scrimmage your own team. And there's nothing like seeing NHL shots. And even if just the goalies went to preseason, it's the guaranteed roster guys get to sit. The starting goalies go with the other guys. They're like, still doesn't do it because it's just I'm catching a bunch of it almost is worse because I just catch a bunch of AHL shots. Then I show up.
There's just a noticeable drop off.
So he's like, we actually need it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of tricky. And maybe you just suck it up like, well, the first month is hammer the over because the goalies haven't seen enough pucks. But That was an interesting wrinkle to me where
I do just think if you get out, like if you do preseason with a lot of the guys who are trying to make the roster, coaches need to see them cracking the roster for the first 2-3 games. It's called 3.
Yep.
And then you limit it down to 5 preseason games. And then the last 2 are your roster. And you go out there.
This
and
is the idea, Dan.
I just think if you've got the Kings roster going out there against the Vegas Golden Knights roster in 2 preseason games, those guys are going, I'm not going to.
This is for our goalies and know that, know?
Yeah, I think they're going to be like, I'm not going to hit you, dude.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to play this like it's game 7 or even like it's week 1, game 1
bro,
of the season.
I almost think they should honestly do, I love this idea, bro. I honestly think they should do like 4 preseason games of everything you just said, or 5 or whatever, maybe shorten it, but and then the last 2 should be that. And I'm even willing to say like line 3 and up. I'm like, hey, it's just even maybe line 2. I'm like, hey, we're just going to get some burn for like our top
I think you could
guys.
roll. Yeah, I think you could roll the full roster, but it is like, I'm not saying it should be a stick and puck.
Yep.
But I do, and I think it would be an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
It would be like go out there and play, guys, and everyone knows we're all on the rosters here. No one's proven anything. Mm-hmm. We're getting our licks in. Maybe it's just a little lighter to make sure no one gets fucking hurt.
Sick.
Just think that that's an option. Taking a break to talk to you about our favorite partner in the world, and that is BetMGM. You know that we have teamed up. We're line mates with BetMGM, and we've got a season-long extravaganza going for you right now. If you sign up with BetMGM and use promo code NETTERS, NETTERS, BetMGM is hooking you up with the greatest deal of all time. You can bet up to $1,500 right now on anything you want. We got football season. We got baseball playoffs. We got hockey season. It is back, and we are live, baby. You can bet on anything, and you can lose it all. And guess what? BetMGM will give it right back to you. You know you're getting in on sports betting. It is the most fun thing going right now, and BetMGM has the greatest platform to do it. So make sure you sign up and use that promo code NETTERS. You get in on all the action. CP and I are launching a betting show this year. We're going to give you every single thought we have. And if you like it, roll with us. That's what we do. Roll with the NETTERS, baby. If you don't like it, fade us. Either way, you're winning because BetMGM has you covered. So sign up today and get in on this fun action with your boys. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Quick time out to talk to you guys about our newest partner, Dollar Shave Club. If you think Dollar Shave Club is just for shaving, you have another thing coming. They do so much more. If you want to be clean shaven, if you want to maintain a beard, they've got all the products. It runs the whole gamut. I love the shave butter. I'm not kidding. I have one. Look at this diamond handle, 6-blade. It's incredible. I use it every month. Boom, right to my doorstep. It's unbelievable. So you need to get involved because they have an incredible offer for you guys because of our partnership with them right now. If you go to dollarshaveclub.com/netters and use promo code netters, you can get 20% off orders of $20 or more from their site. But it's not just on their site. They're on Amazon. They're at local retailers. It's a really, really great deal. It's a great product that I've been using. DP's been using. We couldn't get through the day without it. We couldn't get to work looking so fresh for you guys without it. So check out dollarshaveclub.com/netters right now. Taking a quick pause because we have to talk about Funkaway. You've heard about our new partner already. We absolutely love these guys. If you are a hockey player, if you are an athlete, if you got bad odors in your house at all, you have to check this stuff out. We are obviously biased. The sports spray is saving our lives. But they've got room refreshener. They've got laundry boosters. Everything you might need, Funkaway's got you covered. Listen, I used to store my hockey bag in my apartment. Dan did too. And it was an absolute nightmare, truly. But now I take the Funkaway sports stuff and I put it in my bag. I put it on my gear. It's changed everything. And the biggest difference is it doesn't just mask the smell. You all know what I'm talking about. You know, when you try your best, I'm lighting candles in here. I'm spraying stuff all over the place. It doesn't do the job. Funkaway isn't just about a mask. It eliminates the odor. It's magic. It's like magic powder. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, so you need to go check it out. You can go to their site, funkaway.com, or their products are available on Amazon. So go check them out anywhere you can. And if you are an athlete and you're dealing with this issue, it can be solved just like that. The Beer League boys are going to love you. Check out Funkaway immediately.
We're going to move along now to probably the most pressing, if not certainly the most pressing thing of all time. We're going to keep this light and brief. The situation in Boston with Jeremy Swayman's contract has officially turned into a
Banana
Barnum
land.
Bailey's circus act.
Yep.
The facts are Jeremy Swayman is a restricted free agent, and all summer long there have been ongoing contract negotiations.
Dude, that's actually the end of the facts. The facts are Jeremy Swayman is a restricted free agent.
Truly. The negotiations have been going all summer long, and they have been complicated. They have been frustrating, but this is how it goes, man. This is how negotiations go with a star player and a great team that has a certain amount of cap space. They're fighting for a cup. They want to make sure that they get a good deal. They want to make sure that Sway gets a good deal. Sway wants a good deal. He wants to make sure the team is taken care of. Everyone is on the same page, and it can still get complicated. Mm-hmm. The other remaining facts are that on Monday, September 30th, at a press conference, Cam Neely said, and I'm paraphrasing here, something along the lines of, I don't want to get in the weeds of the contract, but if I were Swayman, I would have 64 million reasons to be up with the team right now. Yeah. The implication there, allegedly, but I think let's read between the lines. The implication is that an 8x8 around such $64 million offer has been sent to Jeremy Swayman. Now, after that, Louis Gross, Jeremy Swayman's agent, released a statement himself. It was a post on his agency's Instagram. The note says, normally I do not release statements or discuss negotiations through the media. However, in this case, I feel I need to defend my client. At today's press conference, $64 million was referenced. This was the first time that number was discussed in our negotiations. Prior to the press conference, no offer was made reaching that level. We are extremely disappointed. This was not fair to Jeremy. We will take a few days to discuss where we go from here.
Yep.
So, the situation in Boston has turned into a he said, she said battle.
Yep.
We have Cam Neely and Don Sweeney with the Jacobs family there as well. Everyone sitting there. He said a 64, essentially, there are 64 million reasons why he should be here, alluding to $64 million. Yep. Louis Gross, Jeremy Swayman's agent, has come out and said that that number has not been reached in negotiations. Now, that could also mean 62.5 has been reached. 63 has been reached. Either way, Gross has come out and said that is not true. Mm-hmm. And Neely today on the 1st declined to comment further to various writers at the CBA meeting.
People were probably like, after that presser, they were like, hey, dickhead.
Mm-hmm. So with an opportunity to be like, yes, it fucking was, Neely did not take said opportunity. Yep. Now, that doesn't mean it's not true or true. Mm-hmm. It just means he's like, I'm not talking about this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm here to say, well, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty because we want to respect our boy and we want to respect our favorite team. I am here to say that my opinion, just my opinion, not even this podcast's opinion, because I don't want to put words in your mouth. I personally feel that if the offer that has been sent to Louis Gross and Jeremy Swayman's camp is even a pubes hair shy of 64 million, then I think that that is a shady and unprofessional move by Cam Neely. Now, what I believe happened is Neely and Sweeney are frustrated that Swayman is not playing these preseason games, that he's not with the team, that he's not at camp. They're frustrated that he has a line and he's not budging, which is his right to do. And they took this opportunity at this press conference to throw a Hail Mary and say, this is a tactic, a negotiation tactic, and we're going to say this number, which is more or less circumventing Louis Gross and making it clear to Sway, hey, $64 million is on the table. Now, that might mean it was then offered. Maybe it was already offered. It sounds like it wasn't. Mm-hmm. But this is him going, it's on the table. Take it or leave it. Because now if you don't take it, the whole public knows that you've turned it down. And I personally think that is a shitty move. Yeah. I said this to a friend talking today. If your move was to go around the agent, cut Gross out of the process, which has happened before. William Nylander, Louis Gross is his agent. When he was holding out, he had to go and meet with Dubas personally and say, let's get this fucking done. And he also said he regretted missing time.
Yeah.
If Neely and Sweeney wanted to go, we're done with this agency bullshit. We want to just talk to Sway. We want to make Sway know that this is available. You have his fucking phone number.
Yeah.
Pick it up and fucking call him and go, I'm done with this bullshit. We want you to know that this is on the table. And if you want it, tell your fucking agent to get it done. That's the in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the professional way to have that done. So yes, I am saying that I don't like that move by Neely. This is not me motherfucking Neely. It's not me motherfucking the Bruins. I love that team. I also love the player as much as a family member. So I will make that bias known as well. But I do think, trying to be unbiased, I think that that was an unprofessional move for the president of a team to do and for the GM of a team to sit by and let happen. Does it make it okay that agents do shady shit a lot? No, that sucks. But it's kind of part of the game, something that we swallow. I would just hope that the president and GM wouldn't stoop to stuff like that.
I won't add much, dude. This has sucked as a fan.
Yeah.
It has sucked as a friend of Sway's in terms of he's not having a good time with this, obviously, as no player has ever had a good time when it's like you're in a contract holdout. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I think like the biggest takeaway for me, because I pretty much agree with everything he said.
Yeah.
I can't believe some of those comments were brought up. I can't believe the way in which this has been handled.
And again, it's not just not to cut you off, but like we're not like, you fucking prick.
No.
We're just
I'm just
surprised.
shocked. Yeah.
I
really thought this deal was, I remember talking to Sway in July being like, I assume you'll sign in a day or two. I was excited to hear that your deal.
And again, that wasn't a conversation. It was just being like, excited to see you play.
Yeah.
There's no information passing. It's literally just
correct.
This is can't wait, dude.
So the thing that has been most surprising to me is from all the bullshit reports, because I have said on this very pod many times that I'm like, I hope Sway was asking for fucking 8x12. Like, I think he should get the world. But all the bullshit reports made it seem like the Bees were offering 4x6. Like, the Bees were offering 24 mil, and Sway's asking for 80 plus. And I'm like, God damn, we are so far apart. And then to hear Saravelli's comments when it's like, and maybe it did start so far and it's getting closer, but to hear that it's like the Bees offered 63 and Lou's camp wants 67, 68. Yeah. I'm kind of like, what are we doing here, dude? Like, how is it October and we're there? And I'm like, somebody fucking figure this out. Like, that makes me want to die hearing those two numbers.
I agree. Like we said, and hopefully this is all old news very, very soon. Very, very soon. So we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of numbers until everything is settled and until hopefully all is well.
And I don't even know if that's true, but the Saravelli stuff. Yeah, like he put his name on it. He's a very good source, but like, I don't know shit.
I think what I will say on that topic and sort of my last thoughts are, or even advice. I've been pretty disappointed in Bruins Twitter. Bruins Twitter has great days and it has bad days. And I think there's a lot of lunch pail hard hat fans on Bruins Twitter. And I say that with love. I respect that. Like, guys who really believe, the old days. But there's a couple things that I would like to say that in my opinion are really not disputable. The days of look at the Bergeron playbook, look at the Marchand playbook. The Bruins don't pay guys. They don't this, they don't that. Take hometown discounts. Guys, you don't realize that the likes of Patrice Bergeron and Sidney Crosby don't come around very often. And also, they're going away.
Yes.
Patrice Bergeron took a discount.
Yep.
I would argue that Brad took a discount, but Brad wasn't getting his 100-point season before he signed that contract.
Yeah, right.
David Pastrnak did not take a discount.
Correct.
He also didn't gouge the team. David Pastrnak had a market value and he signed a good contract.
Yep.
That he fucking deserved. I'm so glad he signed it because it's good for other players. It was good for the Bruins to be able to keep him. And I think it was very good for the Bruins to show we will pay contracts like that to superstar players because they deserve it. It might look like an underpayment now with Leon Draisaitl's contract and Nathan McKinnon's contract and Mikko Rantanen's soon-to-be contract. But guys, it was not
at all
a discount when he signed it.
Biggest contract in Bruins history.
Charlie McAvoy's contract is not a discount. So anyone who's saying Sway should sign take a hometown discount, I think we just need to stop. I think we need to recalibrate our thought process when it comes to the Boston Bruins, because these guys aren't signing hometown discounts, nor should they. They're signing good contracts that they deserve, and Don Sweeney and Cam Neely are doing good jobs of getting them to a place where they want to stay with this team and sign these contracts. Now, the other thing that I will say to this fan base that's kind of losing their shit, we're sitting here acting like the numbers being thrown around, the ballpark, again, all allegedly, all numbers, is absurd. And it's frankly not.
This is a discount, by the way. Like, literally, after all this, Sway is going to sign for a discount, which is what it sounds like they wanted.
Well, listen, like, I like that take by you, but that's an opinion, right?
Yep.
Like you saying that these numbers that are being floated around is a discount. There's others who would disagree. I'm here to say, logically, when you look at the market, you look at his age, you look at his performances. Here's a fun fact that some of you guys might not know. If you look at Jeremy Swayman's first 100 games in the league, he is outperforming Carey Price. He's outperforming Vasilevsky. He's outperforming Martin Brodeur.
Yep.
Those are just facts, guys. So there's ways to, everyone wants to say, well, he's never started over 50 games in a season. I'm kind of personally here to say, who fucking cares to that? There are people who say, oh, well, he's only won one playoff series. He's only been in 3.
Yeah.
Like, and one, he only got one game of.
Yeah, right.
So we're not going to blame him for that one. He's, in my opinion, he's batting 500.
And he's the only reason we beat the Leafs.
He's batting 500. He's the only reason we beat the Leafs, and he lost to the Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah.
In a performance where their coach went, holy fucking shit, that was an insane performance.
Yeah.
So I think all those things, you look at the market, if he were to be paid in this range that we're talking about, he would be the 5th highest paid goalie in the league. Doesn't that fucking sound about right to you?
Especially when Otter and Shesty are about to be free agents, and even Ullmark, by the way. But Otter and Shesty are going to...
They're going to sign for more.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, guys, he's going to be the 7th highest paid goalie in the league. And you're all going to go, what a fucking deal.
Yep.
And we have him for 8 years, and he's only 25. So these are just my points to the fan base who's getting understandably frustrated. Just take a deep breath and look at the facts and the realities. This is not a situation where there's a player who's demanding $12 million when that's not the market.
Yep.
This is like, this could have been handled so much better. And it could be a situation where everyone's going, wow, this is a perfect situation. The math is working out great here. This is great cap management. Give him his deal. Let's move on. And I think that that's going to happen. But it's just wild. And again, no shit talking, no motherfucking. We're just saying the words surprising, shocking, wild, that it's gotten this crazy. And it's to the point where I do think that this has become, given the situation, maybe the biggest circus I've ever seen.
Do you think those Leafs boys took contracts that weren't a discount but didn't gouge the team? Those were their market values?
It's a great question. I think Austin's first deal was like a whoa. And now I think his 13 plus one is a whoa for sure. But he does deserve it.
That's what, like when he's up, because it's not his fault that Nate Dogg and Connor were signed. Like when he's up, any agent worth their dick would be like, I'm getting you the high, you should be the highest paid player in the league.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm kind of, if Austin had taken 15 then, and dude, we've clowned on them. Like the reason I brought this up was when you said that about Pasta, it occurred to me where I was like, yeah, we are saying go get your bags, but we can't also be like, well, the Leafs guys got their bags, and we're like, good luck ever winning.
I think it's
idiots.
I think it's a window.
Yeah.
So for me, the best example is Crosby.
Yep.
When not this most recent one.
Yeah.
When Crosby signed his last 8x7, he could have easily signed for 10 to 11.
Oh my God, yeah,
easily. So Crosby's a freak. But frankly, what did Leon just sign for? 14?
14, right? Yeah.
Like Leon to me, and again, I love Leon Draisaitl. I want to make that very clear. Leon to me could have signed for
same as Matthews.
Anywhere. Yep. But even less, anywhere between 12 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
And if he had signed for 12.5, let's say, I would have gone, great deal. He probably could have gotten more.
Yep.
But it's one of those situations where I go, that's not a hometown discount, but it is a friendlier big deal.
Yep.
I think Pasta's maybe was a friendlier big deal, but at the same time, like the biggest contract in Bruins history. Mm-hmm. At the time, it was a top 4 contract in the NHL. So Yeah, I think that there are like Mitch's last contract, again, Austin's most recent one. I think you could argue they got as much as they could, rather than
Yeah,
maybe a couple million off. And I suppose my
good
thing
point.
my thing with a goalie, and I'm saying this to Shesty and Otter coming up. This is not about Sway, dude. Goalies, man, your window is shorter.
Yeah,
Your window is shorter, and like you go get it, dude.
Yeah.
Like don't, especially a situation like this. I'm saying pretty strongly, like, no, don't shave $1 million. Don't shave even a $500,000 off if it's not crippling the team, which it's not.
Yeah.
Like this is in the ballpark of what makes sense. So that's the way it's got to be.
I love it.
That's that. We are going to obviously get into more of this as the dust settles and as good news comes our way. And we can't wait for that. But for now, this was just really a sort of look into how crazy this situation has gotten. And also just an insight into contract negotiations in general.
Yeah.
It's wild. All right, you beauties. I want to quickly talk to you about Fireball. It's football season, and now, baby, it is hockey season. And that means Fireball is your go-to drink or shot on game day. Whether it's a sneaky little shooter you get to get the party going, whether it's a Fireball keg at the party, or if you're making some nice mixed drinks. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Fireball and Diet Dr. Pepper is a diabolical combination. It's elite. It's delicious. And that's because Fireball is elite and delicious. That perfect blend of cinnamon flavor mixed with their whiskey feels warm going down and makes you feel all nice and tingly all game long. We are reigniting rivalries this season with Fireball. All this participation trophy nonsense, that's out the window this season. We're getting back into the fiery flames of rivalries and going head to head with your competitors. Listen, I'm a Bruins fan. You know that. The Bees are playing the Florida Panthers opening night. If you don't think that's one of the best rivalries in hockey right now, you are out of your mind. I'm going to get some side action going on with CP. I got Elias Lindholm. He's coming into this season. Brand new player for the Boston Bruins. He's getting on the score sheet game one. If Chris wins, I'll do a naked lap. I'll do a naked lap somewhere. How about that? That's how confident I am in the rivalry getting ignited by Fireball and Elias Lindholm getting on the score sheet. So listen, make sure you go check out at your local liquor store, get onto their website, figure out where you can scoop some Fireball because your game day needs it. Whether you're there at the game, whether you're watching at home, at a party, at a bar, Fireball has you covered. That's what I do. I go to the bar for the game. I get a quick Fireball shot and bang, I ignite everything in me and my watching capabilities because I am dialed with Fireball. So like I said, it's time to ignite your rivalries with Fireball this season. Make sure you get these unbelievable shooters. Make sure you get a drink going, no matter where it is, at your house, at the bar. Fireball has you covered, and they're going to make sure your game day watching experience is much, much better. Let's move on as we approach 2 days away from opening night. Some remaining hot takes and spotlights that you have your eyes on, or things that you are excited for going into this season.
Okay. I will say in terms of, there are some players that are on a hot seat for sure, probably some coaches as well, but I was just kind of looking at it from a team perspective. I guess the Leafs always, right? The Leafs are always just such a pressure cooker up there in Toronto. This does feel like every year we're like, if they don't do something, that core's got to change. It's like that every year. They're like, anyway, it's the same team. But next year, surely, right? Like there's a couple free agents. Like
I think this season, dude.
But I mean, next year will be different, a different team, surely.
Yeah, but I'm saying this season
could change the season. Yeah. So
I would be fucking shocked if Mitch Marner and one of Mitch Marner or John Tavares is on the season is on the Leafs at the end of the season.
No, you wouldn't. Or sorry, if they're in first, they sure will be. Like if they're in first place, they're not doing anything. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
That's my point. So I'm the Leafs are on a hot seat just because it's like you finally run up against it. I would say New York, Carolina, and Dallas to me are firmly in. Fucking do something, dude. I'm not sure. I think any of them have a top 3 shot. Like I think I have maybe Dallas. I probably have Dallas in my top 3 favorites, but I don't think I have New York or Carolina in my top 3 favorites. And I know Rod just got extended and all this shit, but it's just kind of crazy to me that I'm like, Like if the Hurricanes just lose in the second round again, I'm like, are you okay? This is fine. No one cares.
And like we don't like talking about Rod the Bod's job because we love Rod the Bod.
Yeah.
But like it is one of those things where I'm like, do you start talking about his job though? Because like
Same with the Rags.
at what point are we like, oh dude, what's going on?
Let's say
here?
the Rags finish. We both picked him first from the Metro. Let's say the Rags finish first in the Metro again, and then lose to the fucking Devils in the second round. I'm like,
when you have your, what Rangers fans think best goalie in the league.
Yeah.
And it's, you've got good depth. It's like, what's going on here? Why can't you finish the job?
So those 4 teams to me, because like the rest of the Atlantic, I'm kind of like Panthers have a grace period. Bees, I'm like excited.
Okay, can I jump in?
Yeah.
This is kind of a recycled take from DZ. I think Ottawa's on the hot seat.
Oh yeah.
Ottawa's on the hot seat as far as a lot of vocal Sens fans. Actually, shout out to our Sens fans. There's a lot of Sens fans in our mentions.
Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the homie.
But a lot of vocal Sens fans, and I do think with the health that you guys have, Pinto back for the whole season, and primarily Olmark between the pipes. If they miss playoffs, I think you're hot seated.
Yeah, me too.
I think it puts you into the Buffalo category where it's like, hey, shitheads, you're not rebuilding anymore. It's like you guys have no excuses. And I didn't like this. Brady was throwing some chirps in the preseason game, threw out a Megamind chirp at someone,
which was
really funny. And someone, I don't mean to say I didn't like what Brady did. I loved what Brady did.
But that was rich from him.
Well,
I was like, dude.
Offside, friendly fire.
I know.
Friend of the pod.
He has a big head, dude.
No, he doesn't.
I think he does.
He's got I think his helmet just sits high.
Maybe his helmet sits high.
Brady did that, and then someone retweeted it and was like, all this fucking guy does is yap and miss the play and lose games.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off. Like I got hot under the collar, but I was like, fair assessment in terms of just what I'm saying. Like Ottawa, you guys don't need to fucking go to the conference final.
No, but we got to do something.
You guys need to make the playoffs. So many people picked that. Fucking shout out Laz.
Yeah.
Like made a bet. He was like, I guarantee they make the playoffs. And then he's doubling down.
Yeah.
So if they miss the playoffs again, you're hot seated, guys. Like you have no more young rebuilding excuses. Like you guys need to be making moves.
The only thing for me would be to stay their disgrace would be if it's 5 Atlantic teams make it, Florida, Boston, Toronto, Tampa all have like 100 points, and then call it the Wings for fun. The Wings have 97 or in, and the Senators have 96 and miss. I'm like,
oh yeah, if you lose, I'll give you a caveat, but I still think you hot seat, dude.
Yep.
Because that if it is 5 from the Atlantic, that 5 spot, like you have to beat Detroit. I'm a Detroit guy, so I'm rooting for Detroit, but you have to beat them. Like if you want me to take you seriously, you have to steal that 5th spot. And you have to be playing the season going, we want the 3rd or 4th spot.
Right.
So I'm putting them on the hot seat for sure.
Okay. Do you have more hot seats?
No, but I have a hot take.
Yeah, hit me.
You mentioned the Rangers. Mm-hmm. I got this feeling the other day. I don't know what it was. I think it was when I was watching that crazy Islanders comeback preseason game. I think my guy, Kreidy, is going to get 50 again this year.
Whoa.
He just looks, has nothing to do with Riley Smith.
Everything to do with Riley Smith.
It has nothing to do with Riley Smith.
Everything to do with Riley Smith.
I think Kreider, for those who don't know, I've said it before, Kreider's a mutant.
Yep.
And I say that with
love. With
all the love in my heart. Kreider is a mutant akin to Cristiano Ronaldo, Robert Lewandowski, Thiago Silva. I'm going heavy European soccer here.
Yep.
But Joe Pavelski,
Tom Brady,
Patrick Marleau, Tom Brady. Kreider isn't fucking around. He has been taking care of his body like a professional athlete since he was 17 years old. I can tell you that firsthand.
Yep.
And I think, sure, he had some injuries at the beginning of his career, but he's been such a horse the last few.
Yeah.
And he had that surprise year where he popped off for 50, and people were like, "Where the fuck did that come from?" And there are some people who are like, yeah, and it kind of dropped off. It didn't really.
I know, dude. It's since then
he was
never even a 30 guy before that.
Yes.
And now he's like
now he's a guaranteed
30
guy. And there's just something about the way he's moving in preseason. It just feels like he's in a flow state. And I don't know. I don't think that this is necessarily going to translate to the Rangers' success, but I am saying I think we have a very real shot at, I think he's getting 50 this year, and then I think we have a very real shot at a extension for Kreider, like a 3-year extension when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've said many times, retiring a Ranger and his number will be retired. But I think he's going to pass Gilbert. I think he's going to be the highest goal scorer in New York Rangers history when it's all said and done. I think he's got 3 years left of 35 plus. I really do.
Certainly 20 plus.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean that later. Like,
dude,
I think he can get 20 in his sleep, just parking that ass.
Chris is 34, maybe. We might not even be yet 33, 34.
Yeah, good point. He's even younger than
dude,
I thought.
He's just not slowing down.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, he's even younger than I thought.
It's exciting.
What I'm excited about is to see who the early bottom 4 team is. Like last year, the Flyers, remember, I was like, oh, the Flyers started hot. This is funny. And then you're like, wait, are the Flyers good? Like, there's always one big surprise. And we've named a bunch on this show before. Super high in the Ducks. I love the Habs, but they're in a little bit of trouble right now. And I'm not counting like the Wings, like that. To me, you were in the mix last year.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And I'm not counting the Devils either, by the way, because that
was that a you directed at the Wings or me?
What did I say?
You said you were in the mix.
Oh, I think that was directed at the Wings.
Can I be included?
Yeah, but I want to be included too.
You're on the Wings now too?
Yeah, oh yeah. I love Detroit, dude. That was a blast.
That's you do love Detroit. That's true.
Hey, but I'm talking like
we're happy to have you.
Boom. Is it? I would count the Kraken, but is it the Ducks? Is it Utah? It like who?
It's Utah.
Who is like whoa? They look. I got my Utah shirt on today. Yeah. Is it like whoa? That's exciting.
Yeah.
And it always happens quick. It sneaks up on you where it's a few games and then it's a month and you're like, oh my god. So I'm most excited to talk end of October.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest surprise?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, sick. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I like that a lot. I think that's really cool. We've got just great action headed our way.
Yep.
I couldn't be happier. Hey, Red, do you either of you guys know where this Devils Buffalo game is?
Prague.
It's in Prague.
Yep.
Okay. And then we've got Kings in China. Maybe. Are they going to China? Red, look that up. I might have just completely fabricated that, but they obviously, the Kings hit the road today, the first, and they've got a long road trip. They're not playing at home for a while because we've got some nice updates to crypto that we'll be able to show you guys. Make sure you follow us on the Instagram. Let's move on to some action. Let's close it out with some action.
Yep.
All right, guys, this pod's coming out Wednesday. We got a game on Friday, the Prague game. We're going to hit you with our beginning of the season action. Make sure you get on BetMGM so you can get on this action. Devils, Sabres.
Mm-hmm.
I got a parlay for you.
Hit me.
I'm just so high on the Devils.
Yep.
New coach bump. 2 new coach bump.
It's insane.
We got a double bump.
Oh, it's a double bump.
It's a double bump.
You're right, dude. It's a double bump.
Double bump. They're on the road, but I like the Devils. I really like the Devils in this game, and I like scoring in this game.
Okay.
So I'm hitting you guys with a $20 parlay.
Yep.
We're not going to get crazy. We're just going to start out with a nice little bump. I'm going Devils money line, and I'm going Jack Hughes anytime goal scorer, and I'm going over 5.5. Mm-hmm. Build that parlay on BetMGM. It's going to give you plus 280. $20. We're going to win $76.
And dude, I posted this earlier, but if you go Devils puck line, over 6.5.
Yep.
That's it. Devils puck line over 6.5 plus 360. And
you're blowing me out of the water.
That kind of feels like cash.
Feels like more realistic than mine, but Jack's getting on the score sheet.
For sure. I should have added Jack into this. We'd be rich.
Oh, we'd be rich. Okay. Great stuff for you there. And then I got one more for you.
Boom.
It hurt me to do this.
I know. Couldn't believe this when I saw it.
8th of October. So that's going to be Tuesday.
Yeah.
We've got a big rivalry game. Opening night in North America. Boston in Florida.
It's ring night. It's banner night.
Huge part of it.
Yep.
It's banner night at the arena, at Amaranth. I'm going Cats money line, and I'm hammering the over.
Because who's playing goalie?
Well, no disrespect to Corby, but Corby's in net. But I also think this. these boys are going to be drunk still.
Bob's drunk right now.
I wanted to go Bees money line.
Yeah.
But it's at home on banner night. I just don't think that they're losing.
Yep.
But I think they're drunk.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be like a 4-3 win. I think it's going to be an electric game. This is one of the best rivalries in hockey right now.
Wait for it this year.
These teams
Can't
hate each
wait.
other. But you got Corpy and Net. There's a lot of distractions going on for Boston right now, obviously. Florida's going to be drunk. There's going to be goals all over the place, but I think on banner night they get it done. So we're going to hammer that Cats money line and the over on that one. Too.
Clean
Stuff. Listen, that's going to be it for us today in our makeshift studio at the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. Guys, go to our YouTube page for the love of Christ. Hammer that subscribe button. Make sure you're following us on all platforms. Let's keep spreading the wealth. Hockey season is here. So do us a favor and yourself a favor and your friends and family a favor. Send us to them. Send the YouTube. Send the Instagram to all your friends. Make sure they're following because we're going to be in on all the action for you. We got opening nights coming for you. We've got other crazy shit. But hockey season is nigh.
Yeah.
It is here this week. And then next week in North America, we've got all the games coming for you. We cannot wait. And until we see you there for the puck drop,
skate hard.